fan as well, so we kind of talked about plans to make a trip up there. I think one of his sponsors at Rib Crib is the son of an ex-Packer as well.
You know, an ex-Packer actually owns. He was ex-Packer, ex-Texas University of Texas Longhorn as well, offensive lineman. I'll think of his name in a second. Actually, he owns a spine and sports chiropractic office in Rockwall. It's right next door to my wife's barbershop, and I'll think of his name in a second. My wife probably listens. She's she'll be like, yeah, it's so and so, and I'll be like, oh, great, I'm glad you told me, because I don't remember his name. It's awesome. How long? So first of all, you won the feature race the other night. It's good stuff. It's good racing.
Yeah, it was a good race. I at one time I didn't know if I was going to be able to get up there and battle with them. You know, I kind of caught myself getting down on the bottom, and I was kind of hung up. You know, wondering if I was going to be able to pass them on the outside. You know, there's been a couple of times at RPM that the track didn't really come into our favor, but I got to say hats off to Lanny and Martin. Them guys have been doing an excellent job, and the track's actually been really racy. And middle kind of came in a little bit late, and I think a lot of them guys that were up in front were kind of snoozing on it. And I just tried to hit it because I knew I wasn't going to pass them on the bottom. I tried a couple times, just couldn't get up on them, so I figured I'd hit the middle, and it worked.
Man, and this is one of the things my daughter, she actually came out and they were passing out flyers for the wrestling show. By the way, you guys can get information at dirtdognation.com on the wrestling show, or heroeswrestling.com. It's this Sunday. It's actually benefiting the Garcia family.
Rudy Garcia.
So if you guys don't know, Rudy lost his son, who was 11, this past week, Roman, and that's why you see everybody doing the Roman racing for Roman. I was like, hey, cool, we're wrestling for Roman.
Yeah, good deal. Good deal.
See how that works out. But she said that she enjoyed the racing better. This is what she actually just said earlier. She enjoyed the racing better at RPM, but she likes the atmosphere of Devil's Bowl better.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think the facility at the Devil's Bowl, it's got a lot of history behind it, but as far as the racing goes, I'm a short track guy. I've went and ran the Devil's Bowl a couple of times, but it's a motor track. You got to have a lot of motor, and I have seen that they've been kind of letting it dry out a little bit this year, and that kind of plays into some of the guys' favor. But
well, when it's 100 degrees outside, you kind of really don't have to let it do anything.
Yeah, well, you know, some of them guys, they get a little rain and the pond starts coming up, they just find a reason to water the track. Just, you know, and I've been out to some tracks where you'll go through 5 or 6 tear-offs just out there packing the track.
Well, I will tell you this. On last Saturday, they watered the track 3 times. Yeah. And because literally within an hour, it was so hot. It was 100 degrees. It was 99 degrees, and the sun just beating down on it. And it was just like, it was drying out.
Yeah. Well,
so it was.
I'm a dry slick kind of guy. I like it to slick off myself, but I don't want it to get so slick that it gets locked down on the bottom. I still want to be able to race, and to me, there was multiple grooves out there. And
that's one of the things that I don't ever see that there's a problem with especially with the factory stocks at Devil's Bowl. Is that because you guys' cars are so evenly matched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That it's always good racing. You know, and there's and I think at every track there's guys that you just yay, and you just kind of like, yes, you'd rather not be on the track with that dude.
Yeah,
there's those guys, but there's also the guys that you're like, hey, that guy's awesome right there. I enjoy racing with that guy. Who's your favorite guy in your factory stock to race against?
To me, I don't really have a favorite one to race against. I don't shy away from the competition. Sometimes I do feel like they've got an edge on us. You know, Chris Davis, he's always running up front. And if he's in your heat or starting up front towards the main, you know, you got your work cut out for him. You know, but I don't know. To me, as long as it's somebody that's going to race me clean, then that's kind of who I'd like to race by. As far as competition goes, I don't really know that I got a favorite one that I like to race with.
All right, so you won't say who you have a favorite one to race with. Who is the one you don't? When you look on there and you're like, God, crap.
Well,
like it's not really in the whole race, but like when you're looking at the, like, say, a feature race and you got the lineup and you're on the same row with this person, you're like, son of a.
I don't know who it was, and I'm not gonna cast no shade over him, but whoever's driving that 10M out there, I think it's 10M or 10W. In the heat race, I decided to go to the top side in the heat race, and I was running second at the time, coming around for the checkered flag, and he went in on the bottom, so I was going to try to go around on the outside, and he wound up starting at the bottom, and his wheels were cut, but he just pushed all the way to the top. And you know, when you got drivers like that, you don't know him. I don't know him, so I don't really know what his car's doing or what he's going to do himself. You know, but after that incident, I did think about it when we were coming around getting ready to lap him, and to me it was like he returned the favor because he was on the top when me and the 62 were coming around racing for position, and he shot to the bottom and got in front of the 62. So they kind of paid back, but
it does. And this is a couple things. And LR time. I mean, like, look, this is only my second season of calling races at the tracks, and that's kind of why we started the show, is for me to get to know all the drivers and have stuff to talk about on the microphone other than just calling out races. But one of the things I've learned is that if you're a slower driver or a newer driver, and the veteran guys would prefer if you just went to the back and got out of the way. But I mean, I get if you're like, okay, look, I think I'm ready, and you get up there and want to race, and everybody wants to compete. That's kind of why they get it. That's why you guys started racing to begin with, was to compete. But it gets to be, it gets to be kind of rough. Guys, get your text messages in 469-355-0362. Look, if you're going to talk trash, make sure you put your name on it so we can talk trash back. When we come back, we're going to talk about the 3rd annual SmackDown, fueled by KR Promotions. That's really what it says on the thing. So I'm just going with what it says, y'all. We'll be back right after this. Okay, but why True Texas Radio.
Commercial project, new home, remodeling, or just have an electrical emergency or service call, Intex Electric is here to help. With efficient scheduling, quality workmanship, and fair and honest business practices, Intex Electric can help no matter the size of the job. Residential, commercial, new construction, remodels, Intex covers it all. So give us a call today at 972-288-8041 and schedule an appointment today. Mention KFNY and get 10% off. Once again, that's 972-288-8041 or find us online at intexelectric.com.
At Forney Family Dentistry and Orthodontics, we want to give you a smile with style at an affordable price. Get braces for as low as $88 a month. Join our family of racketeers today. We make it fun with exclusive events just for you. For added convenience, you can have your teeth cleaned at your ortho appointment. Give the gift of a beautiful smile for as low as $88 a month. Call us today for a free consultation or visit us at ForneyFamilyDentistry.com today.
Hey everybody, Will Riggs here for Young Ideas, your local TV expert, and I want to tell you about Dish TV. If technology, value, and customer satisfaction are important to you, then it's time to cut the cable cord once and for all. Upgrade your TV experience and start saving with Dish today. Drop by Young Ideas at 518 Houston Street in Wills Point, Texas, or call 833-4DISH-TV. That's 833-4 Dish TV, or visit them on the web at youngideastv.com. They are Young Ideas TV, your locally owned, operated, and trusted satellite TV experts.
Do you want to advertise your business in Forney's own Hometown Magazine, which reaches over 11,000 homes in Forney, Sunnyvale, and Heath? Then call our friends at Forney Living Magazine, and that's exactly what they'll do for you. Since 2008, Forney Living has been helping local businesses just like yours grow their business. Call today at 469-569-9734 and find out how they can help you. With ad spaces starting at just $150 a month, Forney Living has the right package for you. Once again, that number is 469-569-9734, or find them online at ForneyLiving.com.
Hi, this is Dave from Forney Embroidery. We're celebrating our 8th year in business and are offering special pricing to our customers. For a limited time, if you mention that you heard about our anniversary on KFNY, we'll create a $4.95 custom printed t-shirt or banner for $4.95 a square foot. That's right, t-shirts or banners for $4.95. Some restrictions may apply. Even though embroidery is in our name, screen printing, banners, engraving, awards, custom tumblers, car wraps, decals, and promotional products, we can put your name, team name, company logo, or brand on just about anything. Forney Embroidery is located at 11840 Classic Lane, 972-636-8379, or find us on Facebook as Forney Embroidery.
Oh yeah, back here in the Dirt Talk Nation. This segment brought to you by SL Neighbors Roofing. Matter of fact, SL Neighbors Roofing. Find them online at slneighborsroofing.com. First 250 through the gate this week, or to the track this week, get in free courtesy of SL Neighbors Roofing. First 50 get a drink and a hot dog courtesy of SL Neighbors. So thanks Stephen Neighbors for that as well. And find them online, slneighborsroofing.com. If you have a roof problem, we had the big storms rolled through the last few nights. If you have a problem with your roof, call SL Neighbors Roofing today. Find them online, slneighborsroofing.com. Now, coming up, there we go. I don't know why I'm echoing in your ear now. As soon as I turned your microphone on, I guess that's just echoing today. I don't know what the deal is today. It's just one of those deals, y'all. One of those deals. So, coming up, I believe it's next, 2 Fridays. 2 weeks from this Friday, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Friday, June 22nd, along with Saturday, June 23rd. It's at the Texarkana 67 Speedway. It's the Battle Royal Invitational. What? All right, let's see. This is why I tell you, KR should have just come over here and tell us about this. But you've done it a couple times, yeah?
Actually, I didn't get selected last year. This is the second annual Battle Royal. The SmackDown is the third annual.
So what's the Battle Royals?
The Battle Royal is kind of something that I believe Kevin Rogers and Kevin Sestera kind of came up with, where they started calling drivers out to make a race just to kind of generate some enthusiasm for the race, and they bring in some people that are known well in the racing and stuff like that, and he started calling.
But they chose you.
Well, this is the second year, so I got lucky this time. But he started calling some guys out, and it was some guys that he figured would be fun and bring some awareness to the calls and stuff like that. And he called out 10 drivers. It's 10 cars in a 10-lap race, and it's to generate money for the Parker Lee project.
I like that a lot. I love projects that give back to the community. I'm a big fan of that. That's what what we do with our wrestling show every month is we always try to give back to something in the community because the community supports us, so we support the community kind of deal. It's kind of what we do with that. Now on the 23rd, you got the Battle Royal meet and greet from 2 to 4. Is that where? Yeah,
that's going to be kind of an autograph session. They sell some cards, raffle cards, and stuff like that. Kids, I believe they buy them. I don't know exactly how much, but part of the proceeds goes to the Parker Lee project on that deal, and then they draw for prizes as well.
Very cool.
On that deal. So right now, I think they've got about 6 drivers called out. There's still a few more left to call out, but it's a cool little deal. When he started doing it last year, when Kevin Rogers came up with it, I was sitting there watching, and the first couple of times I really didn't get in on it as much, but after I seen where they were going with it, it gave me an opportunity to get involved, and I put together a little deal, where I just said, hey, look, if y'all want to raise some money for the Parker Lee project, this is what I want to do. I got 10 people that pretty much sponsored $100.
Right.
And I put their name into a bag, and then I took the 10 drivers that were going to be running that Battle Royal race and put their name into a bag. And I drew random names and paired them up with the person that was paying the $100. If their driver won that race, they were going to win $500 to take home to theirself, and we were going to donate $500 to the Parker Lee project.
I like that. That's a good idea.
That first one filled up really fast, and there was still some interest for another one, so we ran it twice. And turns out everybody that won the money and the drivers, they both came together and donated their proceeds to the Parker Lee project. So we were able to give them $2,000 cash, which goes a long way for Megan and Philip Smith.
Man, it does, and it's kind of like why I've never met Rudy. Ever. Never. I mean, I know who he is, and I know by reputation, and I know he does stuff at all the tracks, and all the guys know him. I've never met Rudy, but I was blessed enough to have 2 healthy kids.
Yeah.
And I don't think any parent should ever have to bury their child. And I can't imagine what they're going through, but I was, I just felt led to be able to, look, we're doing a show. It's already scheduled this week. Let's go ahead and put the word out. We're going to, our half of the 50-50 will automatically go, and a portion of the proceeds of the door automatically go to the Garcia family and Roman. And it's just one of those things. Giving back to the community, really, it goes a long way for your soul. You know what I'm saying? For your soul, really. Yeah. And then I think people will be more apt to embrace what you're doing if they know you're giving back to the community, as opposed to, it's just, this is how we're doing it.
Yeah. To me, it seems like the racing family, they're really good about that. And I've always told myself, if I could help somebody out in that way, I try to.
Right.
Because you never know when the shoe may be on the other foot. You may need the help. So anytime I see somebody going through things like that, I try to do what I can. And if I can donate something or just put the word out for everybody, and I messaged Rudy and, sent my condolences to him and told him, it's a little after the fact, but hey, I dedicate that win to Roman last Friday, you know, so I wish there was more that we could do, but the race family always comes together.
Well, and oddly enough, the professional wrestling family is exactly the same.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I tell people all the time, it's like, y'all don't even know how similar the racing families and wrestling families.
It's entertainment. It's entertainment.
And it's the group. Like, I see all these racers and all these wrestlers. The group is really small.
Yeah.
Like as a whole, it's very small. It's very tight knit. Everybody knows everybody, or related to somebody in somewhere. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So everybody kind of takes care of everybody else. Professional wrestling, we've had multiple people in which, they get injured. Like, man, it's not a It's not a joke.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, you know, Marcus Thomas, you know, was injured in a wreck. You know, he didn't want to be injured.
Yeah.
But, you know, the racing family came together again and helped raise, you know, money for medical expenses and things like that. And we do that in the wrestling business. It's very, very, very similar. The Mouth of the South, a.k.a. the voice of Texarkana 67 Speedway, says, tell the Nacho Man, Dustin Sprouse, I'm picking KR to finish 9th and you 10th.
Well, if that happens, you're going to see me pull off to the infield. I've already said it. We're going to have some mechanical trouble if KR gets in front of me. Car just broke down.
Wally says, it's Wally, a.k.a. Dewey. Hey, Dewey. Appreciate you texting in and listening to the show, buddy. Dusty donated a trailer tire one night leaving KSP while I was stuck on the side of the road.
Yeah, I did. I seen Wally and them broke down on the side, and I think it was the first night that ever had a chance to come run Kennedale, and after the races, we were on the way home, and for some reason, I kind of hung around after the races out there, and usually I don't, just because of the drive home, but I hung around for a little while, and I seen him broke down on the side of the road, and hooked him up with a trailer tire and got his flat fixed.
Oh, Wally, a.k.a. Dewey. Everybody start calling Wally Dewey in the pits. Dewey. I love it when y'all call him Dewey. It's always a good time to call him Dewey. When he just gives me that look and that goofy smile of his when he does stuff. Let's see here. What's the stair? Send us over here. It's receivers required. Arc-Latex. Factory stock rules. IMCA Sport Mod rules. This is for the...
This is for the Battle Royal race, the SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the payout.
Okay. All right, payouts for factory stock. $2,000 for factory stock. What?
Yeah, they do a really good thing, and they pull quite a few cars. You know, they promote this deal really well, and it's been successful last 2 years that it's ran. So I don't expect anything to change this time. It's only going to get bigger.
Somebody said KR is going to win.
No, KR is not. I can promise y'all, KR will finish last. I will bet money on that.
So how did look when I was listening to your promo? I started realizing that about 3/4 of the way through it, you just everything started rhyming. Did you write all that and rehearse it? How long did you rehearse that?
That's what I was saying when I got called out. It was kind of on the spot. And last year I was sitting there thinking to myself, man, it'd be fun to blast KR because he's always giving people flack, you know. So when I was called out, I was kind of laying there, and it was probably around midnight, and I couldn't go to sleep, you know. And then all of a sudden the wheels started turning, and I told my wife, I said, I got to get up and write some of this stuff down. I can't let it go.
I can't let that full talk smack, man.
And you know, that's kind of what I did. I sat there and started writing some of the stuff down, and I had an idea on the direction that I wanted to go. And then same way, I was driving down the road with my son. He's the one that Kevin Cesare gave the belt to. Right. And driving down the road, and I was just sitting there thinking, and I was looking at him. I was like, man, you know how awesome it'd be to be the Macho Man? And he said, I got a Macho Man shirt at home. So
whose Macho Man show was that?
That was my son's Macho Man shirt that I had on. And
how old is your son?
He's 12. He's a big boy.
I was fixing to say because you were stretching out his Macho Man shirt.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted a smaller one, you know. I wanted one that was going to be hugging me, you know. That's how they play the part.
It was fairly efficiently struck. It was stretching that mug out very well, bro. It was like, somebody, that poor little shirt is in trouble right now, man.
If it means anything, it looks the same way on him. He's a big old boy, so we're just big naturally. You know, there's not much we can do about it.
Ain't nothing we can do about being big folk. That's now, y'all don't be messing around with us. We like being big folk. Hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with being big folk.
No.
There's just not. Hey, look. I was 365 pounds at one point. Yes, that's a true story right there. But you guys... Text in 469-355-0362. Like I said, if you're going to talk smack, man, put your name on it so we can talk back. That's how this kind of works and everything. But man, $2,000 to win a factory stock race ain't bad.
Yeah.
Second's $1,000, third $700, $500, $400, $300, $250 for seventh, and 8th through 20th, 200 bones. Limited modified pays $1,000. All right, is it front wheel drive? Is this the mini stocks?
It's not really mini stocks. They're kind of like IMCA Sport Compact. It's going to be like a Saturn or a Datsun or something like that.
It's a Datsun. When did Datsun last make? Look, I'm gonna have to ask my phone. When did Datsun last make an actual car?
Well, I mean, a lot of them cars ain't brand new that they're out there with. You know, they're front wheel drive cars, a Geostorm, something like that. You know, they just.
All right, so what is? I'm gonna have to do this. I'm just gonna buy one and do it.
You can actually, I think, claim them. I've looked in the rules, and I don't know if they're still the same, but I do know at one time a fan could claim the car from the stands after the driver won the race, and they pulled their seat and seat belts and fuel cell out, and you get everything else. And at that time, I think the claim was like $1,000, I believe, or something like that. So you could do that. I don't know if you still can, but you can buy them cars really cheap.
Just so you know, Datsun last made a vehicle in 1986.
Yeah,
so
I was only 6 years old then.
Wow, shut up! I was in junior high, by the way, just so you know. But yeah, it's all. Look, I'm excited about all the things we got going. Obviously, at Devil's Bowl next Tuesday night. Do you guys come out for Summer Nationals since it's a Tuesday and y'all aren't racing? And
I've been out there a couple of times and watched them. Sometimes it just depends on work, you know. Sometimes I gotta get up earlier than other days. So
yeah, some people ask, you know, how many of our local sprint car guys are racing with ASCS. It's usually only. Man, I think there's only a handful of the guys. Obviously, Martin Edwards has a 360. Dalton Stevens has a 360. Man, I'd have to really
Austin
look.
Mundy, I believe
Austin
he's got
Mundy,
one.
Yeah, he's got one. I mean, there's Dale Wester. Has a 360. Weston Gorham has a 360. Man, I'll have to go down the list. Off the top of my head, I think there's like 6, 7 that run with the ASCS. Obviously, Travis Riley is local, but he does race the ASCS. That's his deal. But he is a local guy. He lives right here in Forney. Well, he lives in Heath now. He used to be the Forney Flash is what they called him.
Yeah.
But he lives in Heath now. Sam Haferty Jr. will definitely barely. He just lives over in Sunnyvale.
Yeah, he's a good one to watch. They had the deal of throwing the frisbee out at RPM when they were out there, and my son had the frisbee to get his picture taken with him at the end of the night. So it was a cool deal.
And look, my wife. It's funny because my wife and my father-in-law, my daughters and stuff were there for the ASCS Gulf South Region show at Devil's Bowl. My wife's like, "Who shot picking this ASCS?" Just go with the 15, the 15H.
Yeah,
just pick that one.
He's hard to beat.
Because you may not. You look. You're not going to go wrong. I mean, you may not win.
Yeah, he's got a better chance of winning. Yeah,
the odds are with you. For that particular situation because he doesn't lose it, especially at Devil's Bowl, very often. You guys, we are here in the Dirt Talk Nation. Dustin Sprouse drive. It's 28, right?
Yeah, 28.
That's what I said. The 28 factory stocks. What I said. Don't correct me, fool. Dustin Sprouse, fellow Packer fan. What? Matter of fact, we'll talk some football coming up next. You guys stick around. You're listening to the Dirt Talk Nation right here on KFNY. True Texas Radio.
Hi, I'm Dr. Melina Cosby. Do you miss eating foods you love? Are your dentures loose? Tired of yucky paste and glue? At Forney Family Dentistry, we offer implant retained dentures for a confident smile that fits your lifestyle. Call us today for a free consultation or visit us at ForneyFamilyDentistry.com today. At Forney Family Dentistry, we make your whole family smile.
Bush's Chicken has a long tradition of being voted the best chicken in communities where we're located. People love our specials like Tender Tuesday and Happy Hour every day from 2 to 5 p.m. And Bush's believes in giving back to our communities. Most weeks throughout the year, Bush's Chicken is donating meals and our famous iced tea in support of area schools and churches. Stop by today and get the best chicken, the best tenders, and the best tea at the best value. Bush's Chicken, simply the best.
With spring and summer on the way, now is the time to get your AC unit ready to go for the blazing hot Texas summer. Call EMS Heating and Air Conditioning and schedule your spring checkup today. EMS is family and veteran owned and has been serving Forney and surrounding communities for over 20 years. Your AC unit is the second largest investment in your home, so let EMS help you keep it running in tip-top shape for many years to come. Schedule your spring tune-up today by calling 469-720-4545. That's 469-720-4545 and be sure to ask about their spring special. Find them on Facebook or online at ems-ac.com.
Whether you're building a commercial project, new home, remodeling, or just have an electrical emergency or service call, Intex Electric is here to help. With efficient scheduling, quality workmanship, and fair and honest business practices, Intex Electric can help no matter the size of the job. Residential, commercial, new construction, remodels, Intex covers it all. So give us a call today at 972-288-8041 and schedule an appointment today. Mention KFNY and get 10% off. Once again, that's 972-288-8041 or find us online at intexelectric.com.
Forney Embroidery is a full-service embroidery and silk screening business. We offer embroidered silkscreen scrubs, golf shirts, work shirts, restaurant uniforms, reflective safety gear, caps, jackets, hoodies, and so much more for virtually any business, school, or team. Find them on Facebook or online at forneyembroidery.com, or just give Crazy Dave a call at 972-636-8379 and let him create you a company logo or work on getting your existing logo applied to garments and promotional products that promote and advertise your business and services offered. That's 972-636-8379. Forney Embroidery is a proud sponsor of TrueTexasRadio.com.
Oh, yeah, back here in the Dirt Talk Nation. Following segment brought to you by RPM Speedway, Devil's Bowl Speedway. Come out this Friday and Saturday night. Enjoy 2 nights of great racing at RPM on Friday night in Crandall, Texas. Gates open at 6 o'clock. Green flag drops around 8:15. We got to wait for that sun to drop down just a little bit, but that's okay. You can bring your own coolers. Adults are $12. Seniors, military ID, and those ages 13 to 15, just $10. Kids 12 and under, always free and always free parking. Get more information online, rpmdirt.com on Devil's Bowl Speedway. Hey, come on out. Doors open at 6 o'clock, gates open at 6 o'clock, and the first 250 there in free. General admission, courtesy of SL Neighbors Roofing. So make sure you check that out. SL Neighbors Roofing is going to hook you up. First 50, get a drink and a hot dog as well. So thanks to SL Neighbors Roofing for that. If you don't, not one of the first 250, hey, $12 for adults. Seniors, military ID, 13 to 15, $10. Kids are always free. 12 and under, yeah, buddy. Parking's always free to come out and enjoy a great night of racing. We usually get started about 8:30, about the time the sun goes behind the trees. We actually face our stand where we call races and judge from actually faces west. So the sun is all up in our grill. But we got Dustin Sprouse, driver of the 28 Factory Stock. He's in the studio with us here tonight. Packers fan, that's incredibly disappointing. Sprouse just dropped several points down the most savage list. Hashtag we dim boys. You know what? Chase the ace, he says.
Oh,
so
Chase,
look
you can already tell Chase bandwagon fan. See, he was pulling for the Macho Man yesterday. Now he's a KR fan. So
well, see, here's how it works.
True colors coming out.
It's like the wrestling business, man. You just get somebody that's on your side, and then they turn on you at the last minute. Yeah, it's always how it works out. But man, I've been a Packers fan my whole life. Like, since I was a kid. My mom was like, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he works hard, he scares his family. Where did I go wrong? Because he turned out a Packers fan, you know? Because they're all Cowboys fans.
I've heard the same thing.
And but hey, it is what it is, man. Look, you like what you like, I like what I like. Don't be a hater. You're probably still the dude running around 3.5 years later talking about Dez caught it.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? Look, I'm going to tell you right now. Yep, he did catch it. Y'all got screwed on that. But I will tell you this also. We got the ball back, and we had the ball for 5 minutes. 5 minutes left in the game, and y'all couldn't get the ball away from Aaron Rodgers. Whose fault is that? Oh, by the way, Orlando Scandrick also dropped a sure pick 6 on that next drive that would have won the game for the Cowboys. So, hey, look, Dez might have caught it, but you still didn't win.
Yeah, I don't think they would have won. Green Bay had the momentum in that game. Every time the ball was in Rodgers' hands, he was driving downfield.
One-legged Aaron Rodgers beat y'all. And then every time we've played them in the playoffs since, it's like, look, y'all can't beat us in the playoffs, fool. I don't care.
Yeah. I think I've probably gained about 50 or 75 friend requests on Facebook since the Macho Man video, but I got a feeling I'm probably going to lose 75 or 100 by the time the radio station's over with.
Man, look. like I said, I was a Packers fan before Don Mikowski. We sucked in the 80s. We were 3-13 all the time. We were like the Dallas Cowboys of the 80s,
Yeah.
But yeah, it stunk. And then Don Mikowski, the Magic Man. Man, we get 9-7. You get look back in the day, you would get excited over 9-7 as a Packers fan, man.
Yeah, that was football back then.
And then Don Mikowski got hurt, and I was like, oh crap. And some dude named Favor came in. And
that's when I came in. I was about 12 years old when I started watching them, and growing up around
September 22nd, 1992, bro. September 22nd, 1992 was the day everything changed in Green Bay.
Brett Favre came in and was gunslinging.
Do you know who he completed his first pass to?
Himself.
That's correct. See, Dustin's a real fan. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
He knows what's up. I love that he knows, too. That's always good stuff. So, how long you been a Packers fan?
Like I said, since I was about 12 years old. Once I started becoming a teenager, it was one of them deals where we always watched football. And, of course, I did see the Cowboys play every Sunday because everybody in the family was Cowboys fans. But back then, that was about the time that all the stuff started happening. You'd see, and when you're young, you see a lot of this stuff. And I kind of bring this to the attention, because it's the same way with racing, you know. But you got a lot of kids that sit there and see a lot of stuff happening, and they notice that stuff. And at that time, I was kind of looking and seeing a lot of stuff with Michael Irvin getting caught with strippers or whatever in hotels, and drug dealers overdosing and stuff like that, you know. And it was just one of them deals where I said, man, I don't know if that's a team I'd really like to pull for. So Brett Favre come out, and I was a fan of him, and I was hooked ever since.
Dude, he's probably my favorite player of all time.
Yeah, he is a bad one.
So, what does the BNR stand for on Dustin Sprouse and James Riddle's cars?
Man, I can't say that on the air. I wish I could.
Really? You can't even clean it up?
I can't. I could probably clean it up a little bit, but if I get in trouble, it's not on me.
All right, no, never mind. You keep that to yourself.
Yeah. It's something that Riddle came up with. It's just, we were sitting around one night building my car.
Riddle. It's bad news Riddle.
Yeah, we were building my car, and he just out of nowhere said, BNR, kid. And I was looking at him like, what's BNR? And he told me. But it's funny, and I even told him, I said, man, how do you come up with something like that, you know, and you really can't approach a sponsor with something like that on your car? And he's like, why not? I mean, you know where we come from. So it's all fun and games, you know.
Bad news Riddle is what it means. That's my answer. That's what I'm sticking to.
Yeah.
I guess that was Riddle that just sent that in on the text.
Was it? Yeah, he's probably wondering if I was going to say it. Yeah. I told you I can't say that. Especially this day and time.
Hey, question. How did you come up with the 28 on your car and the UPS colors on your bomber car?
That's they went hand in hand. When I originally started racing was about the time Dale Jarrett was running NASCAR, and I worked for UPS.
Right.
And I worked on race cars since I was about 13 years old, helping friends put them together and go out and race them. But that was about the time I was getting ready to start racing myself. And I was a big Dale Jarrett fan. I actually got a job at UPS because of that.
What?
Yeah.
Look. I have been a fan of a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to get a job somewhere because they sponsored.
UPS was a good job. I wish I was still there. Probably should have stayed. But
what'd you do at UPS?
I was
package handler.
No, in the end, I did do a little bit of that, but I was a cover driver. Somebody called in sick, I had to cover their route and stuff like that. But most of the time, I worked delivering packages over at Town East Mall in Mesquite. But
you said packages.
Yeah, delivering packages. But at that time, I was a Dale Jarrett fan, and we put that bomber together, and the number 88 was taken, and Ricky Rudd was Dale Jarrett's partner, which he was 28. So we already had the car painted brown and white and yellow like UPS, but the 88 was taken, so we just threw a 28 on there.
So I did see how, you know, because at RPM, not this past Friday, but the Friday before last, you kind of got into a little bit of bender action.
Yeah, we got into it a little bit.
And I loved it because everybody's like, man, that's going to take forever. And you're like, next picture is like, we're done.
Yeah, what dent?
What dent are you talking about? All right, so is that like a weekly thing on the because I feel like the factory stocks, you guys bang and clang quite a bit. In the factory stocks, you guys rub doors quite a bit.
Some people do, but and a lot of that's because the tires hang out. When you get new guys coming into the class, they've been racing other classes, you know, the tires are kind of tucked in the door panels and stuff like that. So you don't wheel hop as much. But on these cars, we run, you know, a lot of people run one-offs all the way around the car, and then you start throwing spacers on there. So them wheels are hanging out pretty far. So it's pretty easy to get into somebody, but to me, that particular incident, I've been dealing with brake issues, and I kind of got into the back of Michael Smith going into the turn, and I bumped him a couple of times, but
he tried to. Now he's like, that son of a.
Nah, he tried to pay it back. He hooked the right rear and turned me towards the wall, and I had to pat myself on the back after I saved it because I was surprised I did. I was turned facing the wall down the front straightaway, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, we're about to roll because I've been flipped like that before.
Right.
And I kind of take that stuff personal when you hook the right rear. You know, to me, that's. If you hook somebody's right rear, you really hate them because we run such low air pressure on the left rear. When you turn that one around, 9 times out of 10 it's going to dig in, you're going to flip. So luckily, them asphalt pull-offs, they stay on the bead really well, and the track was slick, so it kind of helped me out a little bit. But they do get beat up sometimes, and a lot of times once the beating starts, it seems to get worse towards the end of the race because people are just starting to get a little frustrated and drive a little harder.
Speaking of getting beat up, have you ever been in a fist fight over a race in the pits before?
I have been in several fights at the racetrack. I've got scars to prove it.
I'm glad you admit it though, because some guys be like, "No, man, things have gotten heated before, but then we didn't get." And I'm like, "No, man, I know that you guys.
Yeah.
I know there's people throwing their hands down there. Like at Devil's Bowl this past Saturday night, there was LR had to break it up. Yeah. We actually had to hold off because it was a factory stock and limited modifieds, but." One of the guys involved in the altercation in the factory stock also drives limited modified.
All right, so slowing down.
And so it's slowing down the show. And man, LR went over and snatched him up by his neck and drug him out of the way. But it was a wild deal, man. Like I get it, and it's funny because I said I posted on Facebook one time. I said, hey. You go to the doctor and they tell you got low testosterone, buy yourself a race car, bro. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the testosterone is flowing like wine at the racetrack.
I don't go to people's pits, though. In my defense, the fights that I have been in, it's usually from somebody coming down to my pit and, just one of them deals. I don't go looking for a fight, but I don't back down from one. So they come down, and I've been into a couple of them most of them out at 85 Speedway. So
yeah, all right. So look. Here's the rule is what I'm told. Remember, it's only my second year. If y'all gonna fight, y'all do it on the front straightaway.
Yeah, that's what they try to say, but this day and time, man, everybody gets so offended, they start wanting to press charges on you, so you got to kind of be careful who you.
Wild situation.
You got to be careful who you start something with because you may hit the wrong one the wrong way, and it may cost you some money. So
yeah, because the next thing you know is hey, look, man, you come down to my pits and threaten me, that's your ass.
That's self-defense.
Yeah, at that point.
Yeah.
Somebody says, what about family fights? It's like, this pit versus that pit kind of situation. This is why we need a wrestling ring, bro. We need a wrestling ring at the racetrack. We're going to settle our differences.
There was a time out at 85. I'll make a long story short. We were out at 85 racing, and my family loves to get up in the stands, and they love to watch racing, and they love to drink beer. That's three things they do. And
they sound like wrestling fans, bro.
Yeah. Well, they started drinking beer, and at one time I was in the car, and I was racing, and they red flagged the race. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what's going on, And I pulled up on the front straightaway like I always do and stopped in front of my family and looked up in the stands. Turns out it was my family fighting.
With each other? Or
no, they were fighting with other people. So we got the race over with, and I loaded the car up, and I was like, man, I'm going to go see what was going on. And all of a sudden, my cousin, he comes running up to me, and we see this big old brawl out in the parking lot. So we take off running to see what's going on, and my cousin's pulling his shirt off, and if you can get this image in your head, he's only about 5 foot tall. But
always the little
we all grew up fighting with each other. We're like brothers, So he's pulling his shirt off as we're running up to the fight, and he just runs in there and starts hitting people. And I'm sitting there with my hands doubled up, wondering who I'm going to hit, and I can't hit nobody because he's hitting as many as he can. It turns out my brother was fighting with somebody, and then an old man jumped on the back of my brother, and then my cousin runs over and knees the old man in the ribs, and the old man pooped all over my uncle. And I had to drive the van back home with him smelling like poop. I was like, man, it was wild, but they fought for a while out there.
Man, that's why I need those. I need video. Look, and this is I've been saying this for 2 years because we control all the we shoot all the footage from all the races and everything. I'm telling you right now, man, I need a camera crew in the pits at all times with the radio, so I can hear when people go, "Hey, we need security over here." And says, my camera crew just immediately rides there. It'd be awesome because I would, dude. Usually if they let it play out, they usually fight a little bit and release some frustration. And then the next week they're out there shaking hands and racing with each other. But when it gets broke up, to me, that's when I think the problem keeps carrying on because they haven't got everything off their chest yet. If you let them get a few bumps of scrapes on them and let them go, then everything will be fine and dandy. And somebody wanted to say, what happened on Saturday night. I think it was man, look, there are a couple of racing deals in there that people take personal. I think there are certain people that you can't, if this particular driver's in the car, even if it's a racing deal, they think it's a personal deal. Because they kind of not necessarily have that reputation. It's just sometimes sometimes it's probably not a racing deal. Well, somebody took it personal, and then at the end of the race, kind of went over the line and kind of rammed into that car after the race, you know what I mean? And I'm like, now that's going to cause a problem. And then everybody got into it in the pit area. So that's kind of what happened. It was it started as a racing deal, it ended as a personal deal, and that's kind of how that worked out. And man, but I get it though, man. Tempers flare, like it happens. Look, it happens in the wrestling business. Look, if you ever see guys in the ring, like you watch, like if you got seriously, come out this Sunday. There's sometimes that you'll see guys that they go in a little too hard.
Yeah.
And we call that, and when then the other guys are, oh, what's like that? So then they come back hard, and we call that a receipt. And so a lot of these guys, they're all trying to get to the WWE. Yeah. Every single one of them. And when you look at our show, when you look at the poster and the flyer, you'll be like, man, these dudes look like real professional wrestlers, because that's what we do. That's right. I mean, it's like, hey, we're not going to book a race and have some Joe Schmo from down the road who's never raced before getting a race car. I mean, that does happen, but that's not what we want to do. You know, we want to present the best, the best possible show possible, and that's kind of what we do out there at Southern Junction. And I want to thank Charles and Charles Houck, who's the owner of Southern Junction, and Chad, who's the general manager. Man, they just love what we do, and they give us a great facility to do it in, and their staff's always real cool. And I told them what we were doing. They were like, heck yeah, man, that's awesome. Let's do that. And Roy City and Rockwall people in the Forney business, they've all jumped on board. Like, this is cool. Yeah. Huge thanks to you guys know Shane Thompson?
I don't know.
He drives a $5 sprint car.
Okay.
It's an American flag $5. He actually owns Precision Reprographics. They do wraps and printing and large format prints and banners and signs and everything else. They actually jumped on. They're super nice. Shane and Sherry are super nice folks. I went over and saw their facility yesterday in Garland, man. They got it going on over there. And he's got all the sprint cars in the back. He's a sprint car guy. So I told him, I said, these cars are taking up space, so you could be making money. And he's like, I know.
Yeah.
But that happens.
He's got to be making money if he's got sprint cars. Them guys they ain't broke by no means.
Oh, man. But I'll tell you right now, dude, I was like, man, maybe I should, because my wife used to race. My wife grew up racing kart with Jughead and Johnny Philpott and Clyde Dunn Jr. and all those guys. And she's like, man, I want to do this. And then I look at the price of it. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, it ain't cheap.
Jason Gomez says, what is your who are your favorite drivers in the other classes? Like, who do you like to watch? Because I know you won the factory stock, then you came sit up in the stands the other night. Who do you like to watch?
Yeah, usually like in sport mods, limited modifieds, I guess you'd say. I like watching Tommy Davis Jr. and Bobby Ruffin. Yeah, Tommy Davis, he's one of them guys that you can sit and watch, and you can just tell that he's got his car as tight as you can possibly get it, but he still finds a way to get in through the turn and come off straight. And to me, to watch somebody, back in the day, I used to race Thunderbird before it closed down, and the Davises were always the most hated group out there. Everybody hated the Davises, and there was always somebody that wanted to jack with them. But a couple of times my mom, she used to sit there and she'd be like, they were blocking you, and I'm like, no, they wasn't. They're racing. Them guys are good, and watching Junior race, man, he's just one of them guys that can just wheel anything he gets in.
Well, that was the first, by the way, Bobby Ruffin won the limited modified feature race on Friday night. That's the first time someone other than Tommy Davis Jr. had won all year.
Yeah. Kevin Rowland gave him fits a couple weeks ago, though.
Man, Stephen Neighbors, he came out of turn 4 on that feature race, and when I tell you, it was by the nose of the vehicle. It was by the nose of the vehicle. You can go actually, if you just go to Dirt Talk Nation and click race videos, and then click on the RPM playlist, the limited modified feature races up there, and you can see at the very end. I mean, Stephen was he was in third by a full car length. Man, he just went low into turn 4, made it stick in the low line there, and he came out of 4 with a good push. And I thought he was going to pass him. And you can hear me go, oh man, what's going to happen?
Yeah, that's when you sit there and watch the race and sit there and think to yourself, I'd hate to be the one up there scoring that one, because I know I believe that time they didn't have the transponders in. They were still running them as a practice session, but I was just sitting there thinking to myself, I'd hate to be the judge up in the line.
Well, we got them going now. The transponders add a lot of stuff. It makes it easier for us to be like, we're going to start doing, we're getting a new module that I can get to now where I can see lap time, so I can tell you the estimated speed around the track and how long it takes to get around, and things like that. So it's just an added thing that I can provide for all the racers and stuff. It's fun for me. I was just in the right place. Everybody always asks, man, how'd you get this job, man? I'm like, man, right place, right time. That's really, I like, seriously, and pretty much that's most of life. Yeah. That's how life works, man. Right place, right time. And that's just kind of how it went down. But we're going to take a break. We come back more with Dustin Sprouse, driver of the 28 limited modified. You see him week to week. We were talking about limited modifieds. Quit correcting me, it sucks. But yeah, it's Dustin Sprouse, driver of the 28 factory stock. We'll be back with more right after this.
As temperatures cool, call Forney Air. Your hometown independent American Standard Air customer care dealer is here to make sure you stay comfortable. No matter the temperature outside, Forney Air can help. Give them a call at 214-924-9745 to schedule an appointment and let their expert technicians keep your system in tip-top condition. That number once again is 214-924-9745. That's Forney Air at 214 424-924-9745 or find them online at forneyairandheat.com.
At Forney Family Dentistry and Orthodontics, we want to give you a smile with style at an affordable price. Get braces for as low as $88 a month. Join our family of racketeers today. We make it fun with exclusive events just for you. For added convenience, you can have your teeth cleaned at your ortho appointment. Give the gift of a beautiful smile for as low as $88 a month. Call us today for a free consultation or visit us at forneyfamilydentistry.com today.
Whether you're building a commercial project, new home, remodeling, or just have an electrical emergency or service call, Intex Electric is here to help. With efficient scheduling, quality workmanship, and fair and honest business practices, Intex Electric can help no matter the size of the job. Residential, commercial, new construction, remodels, Intex covers it all. So give us a call today at 972-288-8041 and schedule an appointment today. Mention KFNY and get 10% off. Once again, that's 972-288-8041 or find us online at intexelectric.com.
Hey everybody, Will Riggs here for Young Ideas, your local TV expert, and I want to tell you about Dish TV. If technology, value, and customer satisfaction are important to you, then it's time to cut the cable cord once and for all. Upgrade your TV experience and start saving with Dish today. Drop by Young Ideas at 518 Houston Street in Wills Point, Texas, or call 833-4DISH-TV. That's 833-4 Dish TV, or visit them on the web at youngideastv.com. They are Young Ideas TV, your locally owned, operated, and trusted satellite TV experts.
Bush's Chicken has a long tradition of being voted the best chicken in communities where we're located. People love our specials like Tender Tuesday and Happy Hour every day from 2 to 5 p.m. And Bush's believes in giving back to our communities. Most weeks throughout the year, Bush's Chicken is donating meals and our famous iced tea in support of area schools and churches. Stop by today and get the best chicken, the best tenders, and the best tea at the best value. Bush's Chicken, simply the best.
Oh, yeah. Back here in the Dirt Talk Nation. Following segment brought to you by Smiley's Racing Products and Hoosier Tire Southwest since 1968. Smiley's Racing Products and Hoosier Tire Southwest have been serving the Dallas-Fort Worth racing community. Yes, they have. From race parts to tires, Smiley's is ready to get you to the checkered flag first. They provide track-tested parts and advice at all 5 our store locations: Kennedale, The Woodlands, Sherman, Oklahoma City, and, of course, the main showroom in Mesquite, Texas. If you don't live close to one of our stores, no problem. You can order online 24 hours a day, Smiley'sRacing.com, or give them a call toll-free, 866-959-7223, Smiley's Racing Products. We look forward to get servicing your race car needs. In here with Dustin Sprouse, driver of the 28 factory stock. Now, do you pay as you go when you buy parts at Smiley's, or do you have an account?
I pay as I go.
Because you know what? If you didn't, you'd be like, here's my bill, son of a...
Yeah, I pay as I go. I race out of my own pocket. I do get a couple people that help from time to time, so when I go in there and buy something, it's usually something that I got to account for a couple weeks ahead of time. You know, everybody takes jabs and makes jokes. Oh, you're rich, you should be able to go and buy whatever you want, but I wish it was that easy. If it was, I'd probably race in a different class. You know, to me, the factory stocks, people can say they're out of hand, but factory stock is one of the cheapest classes that I've raced in, and I've been racing for 20 years, so...
Somebody says, why'd you let that no-driving ass Harton drive your car?
Jack's my homeboy, man. I love Jack. I put Jack in anything I got. Jack's a wheel man.
We call him Big League. That's Big League Jack Sarton.
Hey, he might not win them, but he's like me. You know, if he's running fifth, he's going to run like he's running for first. He's going to put it up on the top or drive it in deep, whatever he's got to do. So Jack's always fun to watch.
You know, last year is fun at RPM because Jack. Man, Jack would always he had the big motor in his mod last year, you know, and man, he was so hooked up that he couldn't keep all 4 tires on the damn ground, you know. And he's like, man, I got to figure out how to do this. So about, I don't know, it was probably midsummer or whatever. He put the smaller.
Yeah, he didn't leave that big motor in.
Yeah, he didn't leave it in there because he's like, I can't keep the wheels on the ground, you know. And but once he did, man, it's to me the modified class, man. You look up there and you're like, holy crap, man, them
guys are moving.
And like you look at the top of the list of those drivers, man. You know, Wendell Bolden, he's won 3 straight races he's racing. He won at Devil's Bowl and then won at RPM on Friday, and then he won at Devil's Bowl this next night. So he's won the last 3 races that he's racing. He's won.
Yeah.
And you know, I felt bad because Max was way out front and he got that
caution.
And caution caught him, and then
And there's only 2 laps to go, but man, Wendell got a good push coming out of turn 4 and just went right down the inside of Max. And once he got by him, he was gone, man.
Yeah.
Wendell, like when I tell you at Devil's Bowl on Saturday night, Clyde Dunn Jr. finished second. And man, Clyde's fast.
Yeah.
He hadn't had a great year this year. I will tell you that. He hadn't had a lot of great runs this year. I think they're still working on some stuff, and he's had some bad luck in a couple things, but man, Wendell, he finished second. Wendell Bolden was an entire straightaway ahead. I mean, Wendell's been getting after it. So it's fun. I like watching Wendell and Johnny Philpott Jr. and Clyde Dunn Jr. and Jack Sarton, and man, Jason Sarton's had a great year so far as
Jason's
well.
really good too.
And you got Max Eddie Thomas. I mean, you can go down the whole list of guys that modified. You're like, man, any of these guys can win any given night. And I think the factory stock's a lot like that, And of course, the class of factory stocks at Devil's Bowl and RPM are 2 different guys. You very rarely do you see the same set of guys.
Right.
A lot of you guys love to go that race on Friday night. Y'all go head out to Kennedale on Saturday night.
Yeah, Kennedale or Greenville, or even get out to Grayson County or something like that.
And I hear a lot of great things about Tony and his facility in Kennedale, and it's what's great is like of course I talk to Dink every Friday night. He calls the races on Friday night with me, and then he's out there with Aaron on Saturday nights. And my wife is funny because like sometimes she'll be like, man, can we get a rain out this week? Because once race season starts, man, Friday and Saturdays I'm gone. I'm gone Friday, Saturdays. LR, look at LR making it on in here. So it looks like we'll have something to talk about for the last hour since LR's just rolling in here all late and stuff. At least, hey, but he is wearing a KFNY True Texas Radio ball cap. All right, LR, rock and roll. But it's a different crowd.
Yeah.
I think it's a different crowd. It's a different style of racing from the short track to the big track.
It is.
And so you're close. I mean, RPM's right down the road from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
How long does it take you to get from the house to the track?
5 minutes, maybe.
He said maybe, and that's because I have stop signs.
Yeah, and usually it's because I got to stop and get a tank of fuel or something like that for the car. But yeah, it's convenient for me. And to be honest with you, I haven't always been a fan of RPM. Back in the day, I really didn't care for it, and I would drive to Kennedale or something like that. But like I say, they're doing really good with the track. They know how to work the track, and the racing's been good. So it's really easy for me to get over there now. And not to mention the payout. I mean, when you go to the pay window, you actually feel like you got some money in your pocket.
Well, especially when you finish first,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been catching some flack over that. Everybody says I was going cherry picking because that factory stock 50. But the way I look at it, nowadays, man, you got a lot of kids that have been driving since they were 4 years old. And shoot, a lot of people, I barely even learned to walk when I was 4 years old. And these kids are driving go-karts and stuff, and now they're teenagers. So to me, I think the competition's a lot tougher now. If you go to any track and there's a full field of 15 or 20 cars, you can't say that you're cherry picking. You're going somewhere and you're going to have to race with somebody.
Well, and of course you race hard with the 7M of Dylan Ramey. I mean, that kid's 15 years
young,
old.
Yeah,
he out there rolling. And he gets out there and drives. And LR, welcome.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, no, I got to make sure that's.
I didn't want to interrupt you. We're rolling. Y'all were having a good conversation.
Well, we're just talking about the difference between the short track and the long track, and I was telling that Rainey, my daughter, she's like, she loves the atmosphere of the bowl, and it's big, and the seats are comfy, and she loves all the stuff going on, but she enjoyed the racing at RPM because it's so fast. She said it's so fast because it's right there, and it's like literally right in front of you the whole time.
Yeah,
it's actually not fast. It just happens quick.
Yeah, that's what she said because the track is so short. And I said, well, hell, it's half the size. There's not a lot. And for anybody, look, I'm going to apologize ahead of time right now for anybody who had an accident or is in a wreck on Friday night. That's my daughter's fault because she probably picked your car to win. Like, she picked 4 different cars. They all wrecked.
When we were walking through the stands passing the helmet for Rudy Garcia, a friend of mine, Brian Dean and Jerry Dixon, they always sit up there and drink beer and have a good time. And one of them, Brian, looked at me. He said, I'm betting on you tonight. And I looked at him and said, no, don't bet on me.
No.
He said, why not? I said, don't bet on me because I'm superstitious. I was like, no, don't bet on me. So I went out there and won. And when him and Jerry come walking down the walkway later on that night, I looked at him and kind of whistled at him. He looked up and shook his head, and I asked Jerry, I said, how much money do you win? Jerry holds up a little handful of money. Jerry wound up betting on me because Brian didn't. But
well, there you go. Somebody says, what goes through your head when you're coming up last 2 laps? When he says 2 laps to go and you're in the front. Don't spin out. Don't spin out.
Nah, you don't really think about. I did used to think about spinning out, and it cost me a bunch of races a long time ago. My old knees would get to knocking. People make jokes about it because I was nervous. You're out front, you got somebody that's a lot faster, and you coming up behind you.
You're setting up,
and you're in the worst spot. You're in the front. You don't know which line's faster, so you're just hoping that you're taking the faster line. But as I got a little bit older and raced a little bit more, I kind of do tell myself, drive it as hard as you have to stay out in front, but don't overdrive it to where it's going to cost you the race. So, to me, I'd rather slow up a little bit, make sure I don't make no mistakes and finish second, rather than go in there and spin out in front of 24 cars and get my car tore up and a bunch of other cars tore up.
That happened actually, I want to say 2 Fridays ago. Leader was out front and then turned around on the front straight. I'm talking. He was by the whole turn ahead, and then next thing you know, he was facing the wrong way in turn 2, and it turned out like B.A.
Was that the one at Devil's Bowl?
No, that was one at RPM, and then B.A. Jensen got rammed into and ended up into the wall, and everybody just piled up in turn 2, and it was not a pretty.
That's the way it usually goes. There's not a lot of places you can go, especially when it's tight racing. If you get
a short track,
get a pack of cars, on a short track.
I want to say that was the week your car got nice and crunched up there in the front.
I actually did pretty good. I had to start in the back, but I came from the back. I think I started 16th or 17th that night, and I ran 5th that night and actually getting ready to pass the 00 for 4th. So the car was really working. I put a new shock package on there. Neil Kemp over at Club 20 Suspension, I got a good set of shocks off of him, and since I've been running them shocks, the car's really been working well.
Well, we appreciate you coming on the show. One of the things we always set aside time for you to be able to thank all the guys who keep you on the track, all your sponsors. So,
I've done an interview with Pete Horonis, and on them sponsors, you always got a lot of people that don't get credit. They always help. James Riddle, he actually helped me build the car. You can't really find too many people that go in head first and, I just come up with a crazy idea. Hey, I want to build a brand new car, and him say, okay, let's do it. So he jumped in and helped me build a brand new car. We did everything on the car, chassis, body, and everything. We used a friend of ours, James Claxton, let us use his shop. That's another thing you don't find a lot of people with the hospitality of that, But as far as sponsors go, I got a Reliable Auto Haulers. That's my transport company. I transport some cars and stuff. On the side, I do contract work for Shermco, but I do transporting on the side. But I've got them on my car. Naturally, they don't put a lot of money for it, but it's a business write-off, I guess you could say. We got 517 Designs. Jeff Moore over there. He's always putting out slick wraps, keeping the car looking good. I always got to go to Jeff Moore to get my car looking nice. Club 20 Suspension, Neil Kemp. I just started using him this year. Got a good shock package. Combine Customs, which is Riddle. He kind of started that name, Combine Customs, building race cars. And Dominator Racing rear ends. He kind of helps me out a little bit on the rear ends and transmissions. And J&J Racing Engines, Jason Gamez's dad, he helped me with the motor program. So
now, when you where do you have like a shop where you keep your, or do you keep your race car at your house?
I did keep it at my house until this week. I just now got a shop up there at Smiley's. I had one come available, so now I got a little room to work on it. My garage is pretty tight. It's a little 2-car garage, but when you start filling it full of toolboxes and welders and air compressors, you run out of room and you find yourself working outside in the driveway more than anything.
Now, how long you been married?
7 years.
And your wife's name is Franny.
Yeah, Franny.
Franny, yes. So obviously you was racing a long time before you met Franny, right?
No, actually we've been together. It'll be 18 years in October.
So
you asked him how long you've been married. You didn't ask him how long he'd been.
We've been together. We've been together. It'll be 18 years in October. And when she came in, I don't want to make her look bad, but I will tell you, I said, hey, I race cars, and I'm going to continue to race cars. Don't ever put me in a position to pick between you and the race cars, because it's going to be.
Well, and 18 years later, she's down with it.
She's always for it. Yeah. She's, if I said I needed a tire, she said go buy 4 tires. So she's always supportive.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I'm telling you right now,
my wife's like that.
She's heaven sent. She's a good woman.
Hey, look, my wife's like that. When I was like, hey, I want to go do wrestling shows again. All right, look, screw it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go on. You know, it's just one of those things, man. It's you gotta, and we actually celebrate 19 years next month. So I'm with you, bro.
You gotta do things to make it work. You know, I'm the same way with her. You know, if there's something she wants to go do, I'm supportive of her. You know, so
yeah. My wife says I'm full of adventures and never a dull moment. So I mean, like, hey man, life would be boring if we were just 9 to 5 folks. You know what I mean? She's just 9 to 5 and all the time, Monday through Friday, man. Life would be boring as hell.
Yeah. Well, if I was out going to bars or something like that, acting a fool, she probably wouldn't be into that. But she likes coming out to the racetrack, and the kids enjoy coming out there and watching me race. You know, and that's
that way
to
you
me.
go out
That's
to the
what
track
keeps
and
me.
act a fool.
Yeah, that's what keeps me going in it. You know, I like the winning the race and getting the pictures with them at the end of the night. You know, that's what I race for.
So were they out there with you last time?
Yeah, they were out there.
See, that's how you roll, man. Just get out there with your folks and get your thing going right there. Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you coming out and taking part in the show and actually staying a little bit late. Your wife's probably like,
nah, she don't care.
That's good. She's like, keep him all night. I don't care. I mean,
yeah, she don't care.
Country music awards are on.
You're right, 100% right. She's probably tied up in them right now.
And what, the country music awards?
But it ain't even country music.
I was going to say it's not country music.
Right.
So what you're watching is the Pop Country Bro Country Awards. That's not what you're watching.
I don't watch it. I haven't watched it in years. I'm not really into it. So.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal when it's not actual country music. You know, it's kind of, because I'm a huge country music fan.
Me too.
Like real country music.
The old country. Yeah.
Like I love. You know, anything pretty much up until about '96. After that was like, what the hell happened to country music? But we appreciate it. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, me and LR, we're gonna talk a little bit about. Man, we got the Summer Nationals coming up next Tuesday. You guys stick around for that right here on KFNY True Texas Radio.
Life can be at times. There's work, getting kids to and from school, ball games, and other extracurricular activities. That's why we make ordering at Bush's Chicken quick and easy with the fastest drive-through service you will ever experience. You can leave the cooking to us, save time, and still feed your family a solid meal. On your way home, stop by today and get the best chicken, the best tenders, and the best tea at the best value. Bush's Chicken, simply the best.
Do you want to advertise your business in Forney's own hometown magazine, which reaches over 11,000 homes in Forney, Sunnyvale, and Heath? Then call our friends at Forney Living Magazine, and that's exactly what they'll do for you. Since 2008, Forney Living has been helping local businesses just like yours grow their business. Call today at 469-569-9734 and find out how they can help you. With ad spaces starting at just $150 a month, Forney Living has the right package for you. Once again, that number is 469-569-9734, or find them online at ForneyLiving.com.
Hi, this is Dave from Forney Embroidery. We're celebrating our 8th year in business and are offering special pricing to our customers. For a limited time, if you mention that you heard about our anniversary on KFNY, we'll create a $4.95 custom printed t-shirt or banner for $4.95 a square foot. That's right, t-shirts or banners for $4.95. Some restrictions may apply. Even though embroidery is in our name, screen printing, banners, engraving, awards, custom tumblers, car wraps, decals, and promotional products, we can put your name, team name, company logo, or brand on just about anything. Forney Embroidery is located at 11840 Classic Lane, 972-636-8379, or find us on Facebook as Forney Embroidery.
With spring and summer on the way, now is the time to get your AC unit ready to go for the blazing hot Texas summer. Call EMS Heating and Air Conditioning and schedule your spring checkup today. EMS is family and veteran owned and has been serving Forney and surrounding communities for over 20 years. Your AC unit is the second largest investment in your home, so let EMS help you keep it running in tip-top shape for many years to come. Schedule your spring tune-up today by calling 469-720-4545. That's 469-720-4545, and be sure to ask about their spring special. Find them on Facebook or online at ems-ac.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Melina Cosby. Do you miss eating foods you love? Are your dentures loose? Tired of yucky paste and glue? At Forney Family Dentistry, we offer implant retained dentures for a confident smile that fits your lifestyle. Call us today for a free consultation or visit us at ForneyFamilyDentistry.com today. At Forney Family Dentistry, we make your whole family smile.
Oh, yeah. Back here in the Dirt Talk Nation. Segment brought to you by SL Neighbors Roofing. Hey, come out to the Devil's Bowl Speedway this Saturday night. SL Roofing, if you're one of the first 250 to the gate, guess what? They got you covered. If you're one of the first 50 of those 250, soda and a hot dog, all courtesy of SL Neighbors Roofing. Check out SL Neighbors Roofing online, slneighborsroofing.com. They got you covered, so come on out. Be one of the first 250, get in free. One of the first 50, and get a free Coke and drink with that free ticket, all courtesy of Stephen Neighbors and SL Neighbors Roofing. That's this
Saturday night at Devil's Bowl Speedway.
No, that's the 16th.
Is it the 16th? I thought it was this Saturday night.
No, sir, it's the 16th. Dude, what have you been promoting? I should have got her earlier.
I thought it was this Saturday. I thought it was said it on
the 16th.
I have to go find my Facebook.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Plus, there'll be a lot of other tickets out there in the next few days from Stephen Neighbors. I think Kim Rowland's going to help me. Just people that's never been, maybe give them a taste of it.
Well, one of the things we want to do is, like, this Sunday we're doing the big wrestling show as benefiting the Garcia family. We give everybody a ticket when they come in, like a door prize ticket.
Yeah.
Fix me up with tickets, and we will give tickets away to the Devil's Bowl.
I'll see what I can do.
We can do that. We'll do that at the wrestling show on Sunday. You guys going to come?
Probably not.
At least he's honest. Probably not. No, I'm not doing that. It's got cold beer.
Dude, I got a racetrack to work Sunday morning. I got races Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. We do have racing Tuesday. Man, it's a Sunday night, though. You'll be done before 6 o'clock.
I got stuff to do tomorrow night.
Okay.
Rest. No. I got to have my rest, man.
Rest? What's that? I don't even know what rest is. Like, I don't even know what word you're using right now. I've never heard of this word, rest. I don't know what it is.
Being honest, no, probably not.
Well, at least you're being honest about it. No, probably not. Boo. I mean, okay.
It's just more cold beer for everybody else.
Yes,
right.
It's more cold beer for everybody else. But
I'll have a good time.
It's going to be a fun time, man. We got a big show planned for Sunday, and Dustin's still here. He's like, man, I'm good. Wife's listening. She's watching the Bro Country Music Awards. Franny, text in. Who's your favorite Bro Country band? Who's your favorite to listen to? Probably Florida Georgia Line, I bet. But she loves those guys.
She likes Fluke Bryan.
Puke Bryan?
Fluke Bryan, that's what I call him.
Puke Bryan. Hi, y'all. It's Luke Bryan. I'm going to just say right here's how I talk all the time. How you doing?
Yeah.
We had a couple crashes at the Devil's Bowl this week.
We did.
And one of them went very pretty.
It was
I've
not.
talked to everybody about it, but I think the problem is, and here's the problem, that we've gotten away from racing, and now we're down to blocking. You know, if a guy's on the bottom, he's on the bottom. We got tires around our track. You can't go no lower.
Right.
Why are you trying to get under him when he's dead on the bottom? There's another groove up top. It's really become a problem. It's not just happening in factories. It's happening in limiteds. Not so much on modifieds. You damn sure don't want to do it on sprint cars.
Man, it's kind of what we talked about earlier. I said, hey, if you ever go to the doctor and they tell you you're low on testosterone, buy yourself a race car because, man, I tell you right now, they get the adrenaline flowing, they get the testosterone flowing, and everybody gets pissy. And next thing I was telling them, I said, LR's having to snatch guys down out of the pits by the nape of their neck and tell them to get their ass back to their pit area.
No, it's just what there ain't no reason. And racing like that, that's not racing. That's really not racing.
Right.
So a guy gets underneath you and pulls up by you, and you can clear it. You know he's there. You can hear him.
Yeah.
You can hear him. Most of the guys can see him out of the corner of their eye, and they turn down and put him in the tire. When really, if you're racing, you should give him a little room and see if he can pull you on the inside. No, they want to pinch him down on the tire. Then when he gets tired of it 2 or 3 times, I wouldn't have lasted 2 or 3 times. It would have been the second time probably. They hit him in the door and spin him out, cause a big wreck, and everybody else behind him wrecks. And he's the jerk for spinning him out. No, you were really the jerk for blocking.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't race him.
Right.
And you really, when you pinch him down there and he gets in his brake, you beat him off the corner. You may beat him to the flag, but he didn't do nothing. Right. You blocked him all race. And then he really didn't do nothing. If he comes in on the inside, knocks you out of the way, he knocked you out of the way to win the race when he could have went around you to win the race, and it would have been a lot better. But hold on. Now I see you ain't going to let me on the inside of you, so I try to go to the outside of you. Here you come, drive me up to the corner.
Drive me up to the wall, yeah.
Yeah, or into the wall.
Yeah.
Well,
and so...
and we've had those situations, a couple of situations.
It's called blocking. It's I want to race. I want to do the racing thing. I don't want to do the blocking thing. Blocking tears up a lot of cars.
Yeah.
Well, and there was a situation in RPM 2 weekends ago, not this past Friday, but the Friday before last, that there were. I'll just say the cars and the drivers and whatever happened. Final turn, final time at RPM. Tommy Davis Jr. came underneath, and man, he just straight up door slammed the hell out of Kevin Rowland and pushed him out of the way to win the race. And Rowland was lit up.
Well, that was kind of a
when I go back
deal. Tommy running there pretty hot, but Kevin seen him coming in there and knew he was coming in hot, so Kevin turns the car down and tries to cut him off. And
I seen that one from the infield.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah,
really.
He stayed in the gas really because he didn't want to lose position. Staying in the gas when he got hit forced him to hit the wall, but. It was two good hard racers, really.
It's good hard racing, but you can call that. I seen a guy lead a race lap after lap, and this guy get out of the gas every time he pinched him off, and then the very next time he gets behind him running second, he goes in there and slams him. And there wasn't no sense in that. I mean, maybe he didn't mean to slam him, but I think he got a little pissed off because he got passed. And run in there a little hot and overdrove the corner and ran into him. And that happens. That does happen. But when a guy's up beside your door or a guy's up on your passenger side going down the straightaway because you come off low, he came off high and he gets a run off of you, you know he's coming.
Yeah.
But when he's already there and you stuff him in the wall, and then see another guy going to pass you on the inside and dive to the bottom of the corner, and he has to hit the brakes because it's just not happening. That's called blocking. It's not racing, and I don't want to see it happen at my racetracks. And I'll put a stop to it. I'll put you in the pits. Thank you for your pit pass.
Well, we had a little wreck in the A-Class 600s in one of the heats the other night where we had two cars flip over on the front straight. And when you go back and watch the video, and I left that in there because that was on the start of the race.
Yeah.
And I left that part in the actual video that we uploaded because basically the car was in the back. The 57 got into the side of the Colby Stubblefield in the side of the 2. Well, it turned him sideways, and the other one hit it, and they just got all tangled up. So he tried to come up underneath. Well, Colby didn't get on it because he was in the and when Wes pointed, Colby didn't get into it because he knew, hey, this wasn't even a real start, so we're going to restart. So the guy got into the side of him, got. Kid got in squirrely, and man, they went rolling down the front straightaway, and I was like, oh, that's not going to be any good. But
some of that stuff happens. So I'm talking about
the guys that banging.
No, I'm talking about intentionally.
Yeah,
I mean guys that really think they're racing, but they're not doing nothing but blocking, and I just don't understand it, and it causes a big stink. Now, if you got a temper so bad that when somebody passes you or somebody does bump you or get into you, and you get mad at him and you retaliate, you probably don't need to be in a race car. You probably won't last the whole very long.
And one of the things that I've probably seen more this year already than I did all of last season at both tracks is guys who they get spun out or they feel like somebody did something intentionally and they get mad and post race.
Yeah.
Intentionally ram into somebody else's car and whatnot like that. And I'm like, number one is dangerous because you're not racing anymore. They're probably not expecting anything like that. Number two, you don't know what's going to happen when you ram your car into somebody else's car. And, it's horrible sportsmanship. What if you hit him and he spins out and hits somebody?
Right.
There's so many things that could happen.
Then we get to Tucker and everybody jumps out and wants to fight or thinks they want to fight.
Everybody wants to. They want a fist fight or talk or yell and cuss. And,
But the crowd loved it.
Yeah, the crowd was. And everybody was like, "Why are we waiting?" Like I said, "Well, because that guy's got to get out of that car."
But really, I wasn't really mad about the mouthing and everything, except there's a few words thrown around there that shouldn't have been thrown around there, but it's going to be thrown around there. So you just kind of got to go around and say, "Shh."
Franny, by the way, says she loves Chris Stapleton in Florida. Georgia Line's a joke to country. Me and Franny going to be good friends.
Chris Stapleton is good.
He is pretty darn good. Yeah. Chris is real good.
But I didn't mind the hoopla.
Oh, no.
All the arguing.
That's what we were talking about. If you're going to fight on the front straightaway, at least let's get something out of it.
I can't let that kind of racing go on.
Yeah, it's in the last couple of weeks.
And that's the end of that story. So everybody that's listening, you need to take warning. I can't let it go on.
And the crazy part is we delayed the start of our racing on Saturday night because Wes was giving everybody the riot act over exactly that before the racing.
Trash barrels.
Yeah, he didn't go straight direct to it.
But yeah, I don't know. Come on, guys, really. So it's hot. Nobody likes to work on the car. Nobody likes to beat fenders out of their car. every week their body out. Every week. I don't imagine you do you?
No, I don't.
But he got a 12-year-old boy. He better, hey, man, go hammer this out for me, bro.
Right.
He will be out there. If I ask him to come out, he'll be out there.
But he shouldn't have to if you're racing. If you're really racing. And we're not. And look, the difference between first and whatever, it's not that much.
Right.
It ain't more tearing your car up and doing $400, $500 damage when we're racing for $300. It doesn't make any sense, man.
Okay, so somebody sent this question earlier, and I just rambled off the ones at the top of my head. How many of our local sprint car guys who race the 305s actually have 360s to race with ASCS? And of course, there's Martin and, I just dropped them off. Del Wester has a 360. Dalton Stevens has a 360. Austin Mundy.
Oh, yeah.
And I started going through. I'm like, man, there's pretty good chunk of them.
Gorham.
Weston Gorham, yeah.
He has one. Sure, a lot of them over at Kennedale have one, too.
So I was, I was over
Ramey.
Kevin Ramey. I was over at Shane Thompson's shop yesterday.
Logan Payne.
Both the Paynes raced. I want to say the Gulf South region situation a couple weeks ago. But I was at Shane's, and Shane was like, I had it for one season. I got my ass whipped every week. I was done with that. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm going to stick with the 305s.
That's two totally different races. Type of racing. One of them is 360, gets it pretty quick. With the 305, it's momentum.
Right.
Yeah, and it's always fun. So I'm looking forward to this 45th annual Summer Nationals. That is next Tuesday night. Did you see where I didn't catch it? Y'all didn't catch it either. I caught it after the fact, after I'd uploaded the commercial that I'd said Tuesday, June 9th. And I was like, no! I had to go back and redo the whole commercial.
My proof girl didn't either. She did catch more things, you said, though.
So what? That's all. It came off the page. So, but man, it's exciting. We get to Tuesday night racing. The Wednesday night. I'm going to ask you, how do you think the Wednesday night IMCA deal turned out?
I think car wise, racing wise,
crowd, all of the above.
I wasn't pleased with the crowd. Nobody be pleased with that kind of crowd, especially Tuesday night, because we see some badass match racing going on.
Yeah.
And nobody was there to see it, and that's probably our fault. We're not getting the word out good enough. But all in all, I liked it. I thought it was a good deal. The first year is always kind of weak, but I think it'll build and build and build. Because
I just thought the date, that was the last week of school, so kids were doing finals, and it was the last week of school and graduations.
I think they do that because I don't know what they do.
That's not like, especially for Tuesday and Wednesday night at that time of year, like the kids were doing finals and graduation ceremonies were those nights as well. And it turned out last weekend at both tracks. Well, not last week, the weekend before last at both tracks when all the kids were graduating.
I can't do my schedule over what kids were doing at school.
Right.
I can't. We never raced, dude.
Well, a true story, but like graduation weekends, we know that we've had light race weekends because family members, adults are at graduations.
I've had people miss their kids' graduation because they was running for a championship. You know what I mean? There's racers that aren't going to miss, and then there's family, and I respect that, doing family gigs for it. But I can't do my schedule over the school, what the school's doing.
Oh, 100%. Like, we actually changed this year. That's why we changed the show from Thursday night to Wednesday night, is because during the fall we'll have football. And I don't know why we're not playing high school football on Friday nights, not instead of Thursdays, but there's a couple Thursday games, so that's kind of why we moved it around for this season. But it's... And I may miss a race next year. I have a senior going to high school next year, so I can't be attending racing when my kids graduate high school. That's
mine just graduated.
So how many kids you got?
3.
3 kids?
Yeah, I spread them out though. That way I could contain them. My daughter just graduated; she's 18, and I got a 12-year-old son, and I got an 8-year-old son. So
good Lord,
spread out.
No, well, I have a fixed to be 18, fixed to be 16 this fall. And when my youngest was like 7 or 8, my wife was like, hey, we should have a third one. And I was like, hey, doctor, we need to go and close this shop up. I was not trying to hear none of that business, man. But now we're super thankful because, I got 2 teenagers and driving, and I mean, it scares me to death when they're out.
Well, you know,
I'm not know where they're at. That's a parent thing, I guess.
Yeah. Younger crowd nowadays. I'm gonna say younger crowd. Very few of them care about a race car.
Right.
Yeah, they want to be on the phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the people I target, I don't even worry about what the younger people are doing because they're going to do what they do and what they want to do.
What
and
if
it's
we
usually on a spur of a moment, so you don't ever know really what they're going to do.
Yeah.
What if we promoted a race where if you checked in your cell phone for the night, you got 2 free passes to the races? I wonder how many people would do that.
There's not very many takers, I promise you.
I mean, if you're under the age, say under the age of 20, say 25. So 25 or under, if you check in your cell phone at the gate, you get 2 free tickets to come watch races.
And it has to be there till the final checker flag.
Till the final checker flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I bet less than 20 kids would do it.
I guarantee you
You'd be getting free tickets to the race fans. The ones that are coming in there like me, I'd do it just to get the 2 free tickets.
Yeah, take it, some bitch.
Yeah.
Hey, give it back to
But
me later.
you're not 25 or
Right.
under.
No, you're not going to get the young ones out in that heat.
They're like, no, what? Give you my cell phone?
No.
What are you talking about?
No way.
Like my kids freak out if I say, "Hey, put your cell phone over there until you get get your room done or whatever."
Yeah.
What? And they freak out. I'm like, dude, it should take you 15 minutes. They're like, they can't go.
No.
They can't go with those. Oh no.
I heard a staggering statistic that said how many times kids nowadays look at their cell phone.
It's like in the hundreds of times a day.
Thousands.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thousands.
My wife would say I do too. But everything, like all my work email, my work stuff from my website, my everything goes through my phone. And so, yes, I will look at it, but I do.
That bugs me.
I will make sure. Though, like I'll say, all right, I'm gonna go put it on the charger in the other room.
Yeah.
That way, it's on the charger in the other room, and like we can watch. We're Game of Thrones fans.
Yeah.
You watch Game of Thrones?
Nah.
It's freaking awesome. If you haven't ever watched it, you should watch it because there's lots of killing.
Yeah.
And lots of.
Yeah,
and it's just
my wife watched it. She binge watched the Game of Thrones, Grey's Anatomy, and she started doing the Sons of Anarchy. And I jumped in on that late, but
you Sons is good stuff, man.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I just don't watch a lot of TV. I watch a couple of shows every now and then, and most of the time I'm out doing something else.
I'm I love to binge watch shows because it's when I have downtime. For me it's shutting my brain down from doing everything else because my wife will tell you I probably spend 14 hours a day working on videos, working on promotion, working on the radio station, working on. I mean, it's every single day.
Yeah.
Of the week, we run up on race season, and it's like, hey, I got to be at the track at this time. We got to do this and this and this and set this up, and then we started doing the, broadcasting hot laps live. I never you're like, man, it's the cool camera shots, and I'm like, I never thought in my mind that 1,000 people would be watching hot laps.
Yeah, if we can just get them out after hot laps.
Right. And that's kind of
and
when you see the commercial part pop up. It's like, hey, come out to the tracks open. This is what it comes to. Come see the races, blah, blah, blah. And I will say I get a lot of people all the time. How can I pay to watch the races? You can't.
You can't.
You come down to the racetrack.
Come to the front gate.
Come to the front gate.
You can pay to watch it right there.
That's how you can pay to watch it.
Yeah.
But I've had people in other states that are fans of the show that watch it and know that from other states, man, hey man, how can I watch this? And I'll send them to the the Facebook page or the YouTube page to watch the races.
Yeah.
It's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it, and then trust me when I tell y'all that want to know. Trust me, LR gets a update on how many people are watching live. Like this is what people are watching. Just let you know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Trust me, he gets that update every week.
Well, I just got off the phone. I had a long conversation with Barry Braun of IMCA TV today, and there's more that goes into it than meets the eye.
Oh, there's a lot that goes into it.
And in order, you got trademarks, we got all kinds of stuff to deal with. But anyways, Barry Braun, the IMCA deal, they were real pleased with it. That's why he called me today. We had a good conversation.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do it again.
Yeah, the Dirt Dominator thing was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It lasted, 30 minutes and it was over, beginning to end.
They wanted to do a big national deal, so we're working on it.
That'll be fun. And that'll be for the 2019 season?
No, it could happen at the end of this year.
We got those weekends. We got to fill in some stuff. We throw some stuff in there.
Right. Nothing else to do. So.
We got stuff to going on there. But we always try to look. For folks who've never been to the racetrack, look, it's an experience. It is fun from the time you walk into the gate to the time that you walk out. Man, there's always stuff to do. Look. One of the things I love is when people come to an event for the first time. They've never been to the racetrack. Man, I'll tell you right now, the first time I brought my girls to the Spring Nationals 3 years ago, I bet I spent $150 on T-shirts. And my daughter to this day, I work at the damn track, and we'll roll over there spending money on T-shirts, and I'm like, killing me, Smalls. Yeah. Like, dude, she has a race T-shirt
that she not everybody can run in there and do that. So it's pretty reasonable for the family.
My God, look, if you tell me you can say you take a family of 4, if you got 2 kids, say one's 13 and one's 10, you just spent $35 to get in. You can't do any other.
You can't go to the movies.
You sure can't. Look, me and my wife went to we did the we call that the dinner theater thing where they feed you.
Like movie tavern or something?
Yeah, well, we went to the AMC 30 in Mesquite, to see Solo on Sunday. I was like, sweet, it was $18 to get in. Well, my tab was $70. You know what I mean? But I'm like, you can't. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
My wife drinks cocktails. Let's be honest with you.
I know.
But still.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. You can't go to the movies for less than.
No, it's some good entertainment.
I invited quite a few people from work out to the races, and a lot of them had never been before, right. And they heard stuff about racing, but a lot of them think that it's like NASCAR, They get that perception that it's just making left turns for 3 hours, and then I finally get them out there, and they're like, man, this ain't nothing like NASCAR. This is good, You get into a race, and about the time that you start losing interest in the race, the next race is coming up, right. So there's stuff in between, stuff like that, and they had a good time.
And that's things that I've had friends that come out and they came to the races and they were like, man, they're used to, like you said, going to NASCAR and where they get out on the track and it's like,
and NASCAR, I'm telling you, it's not my deal.
It's boring as hell to watch NASCAR.
NASCAR
I have friends
what I call it.
Like if I have a cookout on a Sunday, I have one friend I know for a fact if NASCAR's not on my TV, he will not come over. Because he's got, and I'm like, why you just got to watch guys go? That's go fast, turn left.
Yeah,
that's what that is. Dirt track is not like that at all.
Monday, our NASCAR, top NASCAR would be the 100-lapper he went and raced.
Oh yeah, he was wore out.
That was one up in Indiana or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. And
he was wore out.
One of our NASCAR races, but it happens right now, and I don't want to stay there all night either.
Oh no! The thing is for all right, for you go see a NASCAR race. I mean, you're up there for 3.5 hours. You see one race, on an average night at RPM Speedway. You will see 20 different races.
Yeah.
20.
18, 20.
Yeah.
Most of the time in NASCAR also you're seeing guys that are racing for the end, so they're conserving their car, and they're just kind of laying back 7 tires riding, and then towards the end of the race they're trying to win on pit strategy or something like that, where dirt racing is just the opposite. You got 20 laps and you're starting from the back and you got to get to the front and you're going to have some slower cars in front of you to get around, so you got to drive pretty hard.
And let me tell you, the competition's so tough nowadays, whether it's kids or because anybody can drive a car and everybody's got a horsepower, so it really comes down to your setup deal and how well you can drive. But you start at the back, you got to pass 20 cars in 20 laps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it ain't easy.
It's not easy.
And that's when people say,
and now it crashes.
And people will say, hey, it's Monday, where are the races at? Look, we had 21 races on RPM on Friday night. We had 20 races at Devil's Ball on Saturday night. I have to individually edit every single one. That's don't ask me on Monday morning at 8:05.
You ain't done yet.
Why are all the races not edited? Well, they got 40 freaking races to edit, man. That's why. What are you talking about? I try to do. This is why my new strategy is. I get up on Saturday morning and I start doing RPM, trying to get those done and up, and at least so I can upload them when I go to bed that night. And then take a little bit of a nap before I go to RPM or Devil's Bowl. My wife's alarm, like I get in bed from RPM, take a shower, and get in bed. It's 1:30. My wife's alarm goes off at 5:15 because she has to work on Saturday. Yeah. And once her alarm goes off, I'm screwed. Yeah. There's no sleeping after that. I'll lay there and act like I'm sleeping.
That's why on race day, once we wake up, we're up.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
When I get home, which is a lot later than 132. I can't go lay down and go to bed.
I'm the same way. Still wound up. Yeah. I'm the same way. Yeah. I can go to race at RPM on Friday, and y'all can get the show done by midnight, and I'm one exit from the track, and I still wouldn't get to sleep till probably 4 o'clock in the morning.
3 or 4.
Well, what are you doing, man?
Just laying there watching the results, looking on Facebook, seeing who done what at other tracks, and
I know guys
stuff like that. You know, you just got to wind down.
I know guys that after the race will have a beer, do all their maintenance to the car.
Yeah.
Go to the car wash their car. Time they get home, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
None of that. Look,
they don't have to worry about it all week.
Yeah, it's
done
already.
They're not going to bed anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to sleep anyway.
Well, and then what we do is, like, I'll do the post-race interviews at Devil's. Well, it's hard to do them at RPM because everybody's across the way. But we'll do the post-race interviews, and then I have to go take everything down, pack everything up. All the electronics have to go into certain cases and get down a certain way and get all that taken care of, and then I always pick up after myself up front. I hate leaving trash for anybody else to clean up, so I'll clean up all that, cover up, shut everything down, get home, unpack. I'm not leaving any of that stuff in my truck. Like, people are like, man, what's up? Why do you bring all this stuff? To do the races, like camera, equipment, everything, is $5,000 worth of equipment. Yeah. That's got to go in the house before I can even think about going to sleep, because that's how we get out there. Everybody wants to know is, hey, man, those races look sweet, man. They look nice and clear. Well, that's because I have a lot of money wrapped up in what we do, and I want them to look that way. That's kind of why I do them that way, and that's why I take the time to do them that way, because, look, you guys take the time to get your car right. You guys take the time to come out to the track and race. You guys take the time to put on a good show. Well, I want to take the time to make sure that when you guys go back to watch the race videos, they're as best as you can get to.
So you don't come to the bowl much?
No, I've raced out there a couple of times. I just like I say, I don't have big motors, and I don't have big motor sponsors. So
we're all running the same motors.
Yeah, some are just better than the others. Some of them guys claim to have them $1,200 motors that are turning 8,200 RPMs, and I can't get mine to turn more than 6,100. So it'd be like bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Well, it is, but in the factory stock deal, that's kind of a momentum deal too.
Yeah.
That you buying your old car, man, that hurts you pretty bad.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've raced out there a few times, but like everybody says, if you have a wreck at a short track, you're going to have to rebuild a bumper or something like that. You have a wreck at the Devil's Bowl, you're probably going to get a new car.
Yeah.
All right, LR, somebody wants to know, should we put age restrictions on racers at the track?
Well, not if they make good laps. Talking about that Cody's son, 18B. Limited modified at RPM.
Yeah. Cody Smith's son,
Bland. Yeah, when he told me he wanted to race, I said, well, okay, well, you going to race on 600? He said, no, sir. I got a big car, limited modified.
Oh, time out.
You want to drive that limited modified? They said he's already been racing it, man.
Yeah.
I said, really? He said, yes, sir. Very polite kid, very good kid. So I watched him make some good laps. I mean, if the kid can handle it, and like he said, they started when they was 4 years old.
Yeah, they start racing go-karts, step up into some kind of open wheels.
Yeah. So time they get, the difference is now you put a kid in a man's world.
Yeah.
And if you go to the 600s, the big 600s, there's grown men and kids, both running against each other, but when you get the stock cars, now you get the old Bubba mentality, kinda.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I was gonna say, I knew this was going to this part of the conversation.
When you throw a kid into that situation, it's kind of bad. That's why we don't need to have those kind of situations.
Right.
And should they let them in? Yeah, I'm gonna let them in because you don't know. I don't grow corn or nothing. I grow race car driver.
Right.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
And these kids are the future of racing. Yeah.
Isn't it? Let me tell you, I've seen little Al Unser Jr. in a sprint car when he was 13 years old. He come from New Mexico with a guy named Walter Judge. So, I mean, in a 410 sprint car. And so
a lot of that falls back on the parent also. I've seen some of the younger kids get in there, and the parents were known to be rough drivers, and everybody's like, oh yeah, this is his son. They go in there and kind of rough him up, but Cody Smith, he's a pretty respectable driver in the area. And when I watched his son get out there at play day, I was like, man, this kid right here is good. He
got some talent.
He's smart, and you can tell he listens. Just by watching
him. He's a good smart racer too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I watched him the whole feature last week before.
Somebody wants to know who is the oldest person to ever win a track champion at the Devil's Bowl. That's I bet Walter knows that off the top of his head. Walter text in if you know the answer.
Let me think. Shady was pretty up in his years when he won one.
He said up in his years.
I won't say he was in his 60s.
Well, let's see here. I'm looking at, because I'm trying to go through all the ones just the years that I've been here. So, man, look, I don't see. Look, Kevin Rowland, dude, that guy. I always call him Paul because he's a grand.
Let me tell you, Kevin.
Man,
Troy.
He's awesome.
Troy isn't no spring chicken.
No,
I think Troy's my age.
Which means he's really not a spring chicken.
50-something.
He said 50-something.
Tommy McKinley, I don't know how old he is, but Tommy McKinley's.
I was going to say Tommy's that. Yeah, I didn't realize Tommy was in the.
But the oldest, I think, would have to be
the early bird special.
Yeah. Shady for a championship, probably Shady McQuarter.
Tommy's gonna try to win it this year.
I don't know in sprint cars and modifieds because Eldon, Dawson, some of them guys were up in age too. So back in the day, but
what was the first car you ever drove, Dustin? Race car?
I actually hot lapped a Bomber. I was 14 years old, and that's when I started getting into it. My uncle raced
Thunderbird.
No, I was out at 85.
85.
Yeah, my uncle raced Bombers out there, and at the end of the night, he would come in and he'd be done racing, and Roger would always leave the lights on. I'd ask my uncle, "Can I go out there and hot lap?" "Yeah, go ahead." I'd get in the car, and I'd be out there burning fuels and tires till they made me get off the track. He's over there flagging, "Come on, get on!" I'm having too much fun, So that's kind of where everything started with me.
LR, I've had this question multiple times. I don't remember the answer. Any interest, like if people wanted to show up, how many people would have to show up to want to race a Bomber class at Devil's Bowl to be a regular deal?
To be a regular deal?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about Bombers. I don't know.
That's in ones.
I don't know how many there are in the Metroplex.
Yeah.
Isn't that one of them POS, knock out all the windows, put a roll cage in?
That's the way it used to be, but
I don't think there's anything, like they say, there's nothing stock about a stock car. But those aren't, what they'll knock out the windows and everything they call cruisers, don't they?
Yeah, cruisers.
And those
they're supposed to keep the rear ends unlocked. And I know at one time they were saying 305 motors, no big cams and stuff like that. But
Slick Ricky McComas in 2005 was the oldest championship winner at the Devil's Bowl.
Really?
Ricky McComas. That's Wally texted that in for his pop.
Probably don't want to tell you how old he is.
This is a good question, and I will answer this. I will research this for you. So, the question was, since it's impossible to hear the announcers during a race because it's so loud, is it possible to announce on a frequency that could be turned into an FM receiver in the stands? Actually, I know that technology exists. Let me do some research because
I know you can do it on a low wave AM radio because we had done it before.
I will do some research because I guarantee you, I will.
Oh no!
I guarantee it.
Yeah,
where you can put it in. I wish there was a way for me to do it over our app without it being broadcast, but there's not. That has to be broadcast to the app via mobile, but there's no way to do it where it's just locally that I have right now. But I'm sure I can research and figure that out really quick. And then Shane Thompson says he likes to binge watch.
Yeah.
Race videos on YouTube.
That's what I was going to say. That if you could actually hear the announcer, I know some of them people get to some of them tracks and they're glad they don't hear the announcer. But
announcing piped into your video.
When you watch the video, that's what I was going to say. When you watch the video, it's cool because you can hear the announcer and watching the race.
They're wanting to hear it. Yeah, they're wanting to hear it. They're wanting to hear it. Be able to put something in at the racetrack and listen live at the racetrack.
Then if you turn it up loud where they can't hear it while they're racing,
Then everybody complains that it's too loud.
Too loud, yeah.
Dude,
Stop racing. So you need you.
I like to hear the cars.
Here's what I've learned. No matter what music I put on before the races, somebody's
don't
gonna
like
complain. Yeah, I'm like, look, I'm just gonna play what I like. Y'all can just complain. I don't care anymore.
Really?
Now, like we played, like so, I was like, one time I played all Texas country, right? Because it's got a good sound. Sounds like the early '90s country. So you don't, if you're not aware, you don't know. Nah, I complained about that. Well, then they play some like classic rock, man. It's kind of a racetrack deal. There's some old Led Zeppelin and Ted Nugent and stuff. Nah, somebody complained about that. And I was like, well, let me play some 80s, Nah, they complained about that. Let's play some 70s and 80s country. Ah, they complained about that. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to play what I like, and y'all can just complain.
That's all you do.
I'm tired to try. And this is like what I watched. You can't please everybody.
No.
Yeah, you're not going to please everybody. Yeah.
But I know I'm not going to let that kind of racing go on my track anymore.
Yeah, you've been told. Look, you've all been put on warning.
I don't care what music you listen to.
You've all been put on warning. You've been put on notice that was no longer acceptable at the bowl, and
not just factories and
this is all racing.
It's limited in factories really at both places really now. Right. RPM, the modifieds, there's a couple of them out there to get a little wild. That really, well, they probably ought to come to the bowl and get some experience where they got some room instead of going up there where it's real crowded and trying to do something. Yeah. So they're thinking it. And I know it's a shorter track and you're not going as fast, but dude, you got a lot more room.
Well, I know
you'll learn how to handle your car.
In the booth where I'm at RPM, we're all in one booth. For those of you who don't know, it's a very small booth at RPM. Like literally,
it's like Taj Mahal, the most bush tracks.
It is. It really is. That's what everybody else is telling me. I was talking to Dink, and he goes, man, let me tell you something. At KSP, it's 4 foot wide.
Well, don't say no names, but I'm just saying.
No, but he said, but it's
probably pretty nice.
It's a lot. He goes, there's not a lot of room for announcers because of the judges and all the other stuff. He goes, there's not a lot of room, and he goes, dude, this is awesome. He said, but Devil's Bowl is easily the best. He says easily the most spacious up there. But look, I hear the scores. They're right next to me the entire time. And I'm telling you right now, I hear the radios too. And LR, boy, he come unglued on the radio. Hey, you tell that to get off my damn track. And,
I've heard some stories about it.
Yeah, it's
well, when it's just stupid.
Yeah, when they're just out there acting a fool, and what's crazy is like one guy, he's shown up 3 straight weeks in a factory stock, and his car smokes like, I mean, well, I'm telling you right now, I don't know why.
I told him he's the last couple of weeks, dude, black.
He said just black, man. He's like, look, and finally, I mean, dude, it is like bellowing. I'm like, why is it like he don't? I'm talking bellowing out of the back of his car, and he just
look. I'll give anybody a chance and everything, but he's like, just hurting himself. I mean, he's just going to tear some more shit up, and that's the only reason. If a guy's smoking I don't black flag him because he was a jerk to me last week, and he's smoking now. I get him back. It don't have nothing to do with it. I'm trying to save your equipment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And if it's going into the stands, now we got people up there breathing.
Coughing and hacking and complaining.
Yeah,
complaining. They're complaining.
They will complain, yeah.
But, it's a different, and it's a different world at RPM than it is at Devil's Bowl and vice versa. But, I love, and this is one of the things I've been able to do over the course of the last year plus I've been doing this is I get to know everybody's car, so I'm like, all right, look, I don't even need that. I just see him coming down the chute, and I'm like, that's so and so and so and so and so and so.
Well, nowadays they're changing the wraps.
Man, yeah.
Like him, if he gets his car trashed, he'll probably change his wrap.
Yeah, well, I try not to. I try to beat it out as long as I can.
Well, like Jack Sarton changed his. Not only did he change his wrap, changed his color scheme and everything this year. I'm like, damn it, Jack.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know the 47 is Jack Sarton. But it's one of those things, man. The limited modifieds, I can tell you, because we had the limited modified invitational at World of Outlaws, and everybody was there. So I pretty much, over the course of 2 nights of calling those races, I know everybody. I know every damn limited modified out there.
When the IMC deal come, you didn't announce it, did you? They had their announcer.
I did the limited modifieds.
Oh yeah.
I did the limiteds on the IMCA,
and there was a bunch of them that were.
There's like, hey, local track homeboys finished 1 through 6 in that IMCA limited modified deal. Yeah.
To me, that makes a big difference too when you get an announcer that can name them off. I've been to some tracks where you could tell that they were kind of lost, and
some of them, man, the winged A-Class 600. We always just call him Dink says, man, they come to Wang Dangers. That's what Dink says, man. He's the most country dude ever. Like, I love when I'm editing videos with him in it. I'm just like, I love Dink.
Their numbers are small. You can't even see
right, and that's the thing. It's like, I know Colby Stubblefield's car.
Right.
I know Chase Brewer's the 3C, you know, and I know some of the cars. But sometimes they're new kids, you know, new racers. And I was glad to see that Tucker Dowdy changed his color scheme, because he was doing that orange on black, but his letters were orange with orange stripes around it, and if I didn't know, and if faded in, you couldn't tell it was a 2X. Well, now it's all black with white, but the X is so small. I'm like, oh look, and I'm like, he's right in front of us at RPM. I'm like, oh, that's the 2X. It's Tucker Dowdy, you know. And but I think that his old orange one is he's using in the he's running with the 305s. And then his black one is the 360s. But I'm like, if I didn't know that was his car, to me, my favorite car that I know that's his car every time, Joseph Casper.
So
it's neon. Like, you cannot miss that car.
It stands out like a sore thumb.
On your car, where else do you race besides RPM? Or you just race one odd week?
No, I run RPM, Kennedale. I've ran a few races over at Greenville this year.
Strictly short track.
Yeah, short track. Yeah. Only because, like I said, the motor makes a big difference on a big track, and then at the same time, I don't have the gear to run Devil's Bow really, and I can't afford to have a couple rear ends put to the side. So
if you're looking to sponsor factory stock,
if you want to sponsor a factory stock, or you need a driver, I'll be glad to come and race the Devil's Bow.
See, I got
because
you,
it is close to the house, and they pay just as well as RPM does.
I got you, fam. I got you. So if you need a shoe in your factory stock, or you just want to sponsor a factory stock and get you you're a motor sponsor, man. Dustin Sprouse driving the 28 factory stock. He just won factory stock feature races last week, and y'all hit him up.
Are you going to run the Enduro?
I don't know. I've always thought them would be cool to run.
Yeah.
Them would be fun to run. I've started to buy a couple of cars. Them Camaros, them old hot stocks, you can find them plenty.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Lease free.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I was going to ask a question about: do y'all win a championship belt, or is it a trophy?
Yeah, it's a belt.
I need to see where KR is getting them made at, though. I know where he's getting them made.
I can find out. I've got one at the house.
That's up at the 67 Speedway in Texarkana, and that's next Friday, or the Friday the 22nd and the 23rd. So that's going to be 2 weeks from this Friday and Saturday.
The first year that they ran it and they gave away the belt, that's one of the years I was running the limited.
Right.
And I wanted to win the belt for my son, and I tell you, I tried and tried.
You bring your son out Sunday night? You know he's going to love it.
He'll probably come out, yeah.
All right.
But we was running out there, and people can say what they want to say. Kevin Sestero did win that race by a pretty good margin, but I did pass him twice and showed him the line I was running for the lead. And mysteriously a caution come out and put him back on the front.
Mysteriously
a caution come out.
Because KR...
I don't know what it was, but a caution come out and they put me back in second. That's where I wound up finishing. After he seen my line, he did check out on us, but I did pass him twice. So I wanted to win it.
Have you seen that what they're doing? They're doing wrestling style promos to promote this race, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen his where he dresses up like the Macho Man Randy Savage? Oh my God, it's the most entertaining thing. I'm gonna tag you in it on Facebook. You got to go watch. It's freaking funny.
They started that down there when Scotty had the track.
Yeah. Scotty and Doug Jones, I believe, is the first one that put it on, and then KR and Kevin Sestero kind of come in and threw a little bit of a twist in it, and started getting some help from Brad Doherty, I believe, doing some track prep and stuff like that. And it's pretty big race, really. Pays good. All the factory stock big shows pay well.
Yeah, I like that a lot. But man, we appreciate you sticking in for 2 hours tonight, man.
Hey,
just talking racing.
I enjoy it.
It's just gonna go home and talk racing, you know. So might as well do it on the radio, right?
I enjoy it. It gives me something new to talk about. I can sit and talk racing or anything with anybody forever. You know, I'm a talker. But
make sure you guys tune in next Wednesday night. Man, I'm gonna be so tired because we're gonna do racing on Tuesday and the racing Wednesday night. But next Wednesday night, Shane Thompson, driver of the $5, he'll be in studio with us, and then we'll announce during the week who else is going to be out here next week as well. I tried to get Sam to come over here, but he didn't respond to me. So I was trying to get it for the 8 o'clock hour, but he didn't respond. But that's okay.
Busy.
He's a very busy man. He's probably out driving somewhere racing and stuff.
see, what is their race? Thursday night.
Oh, Pro-Am. Okay, yeah, Pro-Am. This is it's this Pro-Am championship belts. They're good. They're good company.
Yeah.
Good, so that's good.
Yeah, they are good quality belts.
Yeah. Pro-Am's really good. They're actually making ours for Heroes Wrestling. That's why I was asking.
I lost the race, so I kind of let my son down on that deal. I didn't win him the belt, and he was kind of disappointed. And I should have known, but Philip Smith got in touch with me, and he's like, "Hey, what's your address?" And I'm wondering what he's needing my address for. Well, Kevin Sestero went and ordered a second place belt for me to give my son.
Yeah, that's messed
up.
So I like when you go.
It says second place.
Winner. I love when you go. Got one like this. It says.
Your son really knows that.
Winner.
Yeah. But I let my son open it, and I'm telling y'all, I videotaped it, and the look on his face was priceless.
Oh yeah, I bet.
He loved the belt, and I told him, he thought I bought it, and I was like, I didn't buy that. Kevin Sestero did. So
one of the things that we're doing with Heroes of Wrestling is we like to get fans involved. We like to give back to the fans and do stuff like that. Actually, Young Ideas TV is one of our big sponsors here at the radio station and for the wrestling show. They're actually going to be the sponsor of our television championship, right? We're actually having 2 identical championship belts made, and people will be able to go online and enter to win a replica of our championship belt, our television championship belt. Yeah. And so that's one of those cool things. People love that stuff, man. It's one of the cool things. But, man, the Young Ideas always keeps us on the air here at the radio station, and they're a big sponsor of what we do. Our text toy, people get to text in because of our good friends at Young Ideas TV. So that's pretty good stuff. Y'all, it is now 9 o'clock, which means it's the end of the Dirt Talk Nation. We'll be back with you next Wednesday. We'll all be tired. We got plenty to talk about because we'll have 3 nights of racing, including the 40th Annual Summer Nationals coming up next Tuesday night. Make sure you get out there. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be back with you. Come see us Friday night, RPM Speedway. Gates open at 6. Green flag drops at 8. Adults, $12. Seniors, military ID, 13 to 15, $10. Kids 12 and under, always free. Same thing goes for Devil's Bowl Speedway. Get your information at devilsbowl.com, rpmdirt.com, and then come out and see us next Tuesday night. The ASCS Lucas Oil National Tour in town, along with your SL Neighbors Roofing Limited Modifieds and the Baxter Motorsports Factory Stocks for Speed Week. It's the 45th Annual Summer Nationals. Get all your information at devilsbowl.com. Until we're back with you again this next week, this is Will Riggs for Dustin Sprouse, for Lenny Ross Edwards. We thank you for your time. And until next time, so long, everybody.